during your consultation. So I know it looks very simple and back to basics or back to beauty school, but that's how I like to look at it. So it's super simple, super quick, and super easy, right? So once you're using this scorecard in your consultation and you're allowing yourself to get all the information you need for your client before you touch their hair. Before you do any chemical, before you do any cut, before you do any style, you're using your scorecard to determine what lives on that client's hair as it is, as they come into the salon. Super simple, right? So I advise for you guys to take a quick screenshot of this and keep it in your back pocket, because this is something you're going to want to use every single guest, every single time. Okay? Oh, it's stuck. I said take a screenshot and now it doesn't want to move. All right. So what are we talking about today? So Color plus our new Super Sync, and which used to be our Color Sync. So our Color or So Color permanent line is pre-bonded. Plus our Super Sync is also pre-bonded. So it's the first pre-bonded color system. It's also pre-blended and it's prepared. And you may be asking, what do those things even mean? So I'm going to tell you. So our pre-bonded formula is a bond protecting concentrate. So as you can see here, this is a blown up image of our hair strand. So we have the cuticle, which sits on the outside. Our cortex is the inside, and then our microfibrils are inside of that cortex. So what happens is that our bond protecting concentrate is working on the inside layers of the hair. So as you're coloring the hair, you're able to protect and pre-bond the hair as you're coloring it. Okay, so we have taurine and cationic polymers infused inside of the color, which help to reinforce and repair weakened bonds as you're coloring it. So just as basic as that. So we've taken the guesswork out of the coloring service, where you don't have to mix an extra bonder outside of the color itself, because it lives there for you. That's super cool. It's pre-blended. So pre-blended meaning it has a background and then it has a reflect. And we'll go into that in just a second. So our matrix retouch plus refresh. So we do the work for you. So all you have to do is create, right? So we've pre-bonded it, we've pre-blended it, and now all you need to do is pick your color shade, choose your developer, and then color with confidence. It's as uncomplicated as that. And then our last point is that it is prepared. So our permanent color and our demi-permanent color line, our So Color and our Super Sync, are prepared together. So what does that mean? They're 100% oxidative dyes, they're long lasting, and then they both fade on tone. So I always like to give a scenario here. So remember, way back in the day, we would have to color our client's base with a permanent color, let it process, rinse it out, shampoo it out, and then go back through to refresh their ends with our demi-permanent line, right? If you remember that, give me a heart in the chat box. So I know I remember having to do that. Well, now we've taken the guesswork out of it and we've prepared the two together. So what happens is that now you can go on with our So Color on the base. That's a permanent line. And you're going to now go and mix your demi-permanent color, and you're going to apply it directly behind your permanent color all the way through the mids and the ends, and be able to process everything seamlessly together. And as that client goes along throughout the time before they come back to see you, the color is going to fade on tone from scalp to ends. So it's taking the guesswork out of it. We're allowing those two permanent and demi-permanent lines to work well together. Okay. So again, So Color, we're coloring for all levels, all underlying pigments, all diameters, and all patterns. So patterns, of course, I like to point that out, being that patterns are straight, wavy, curly, or coily hair. And of course, this goes back to our hair diversity matrix chart, where we need to do our consultation first to understand what pattern of hair, what diameter of hair, which is fine, medium, or coarse, and what underlying pigment and level that your client has and what their goal is at the end of the service. Okay, so we're going to remind you of that several times so that you remember that this is what we're doing each and every time. All right, I'm going to pause for a second and see if there are any questions in the chat box. I do them all together. Okay, Kimberly, great. That's great. Yes. Okay, do we have any questions, or are we clear? We can keep going. All right, we're going to keep going. So we have 4 different collections within our Soul Color family. Okay, so we have our blended collection, which comes in the pink boxes, our extra coverage collection in the purple boxes, reflect yellow, and ultra lift in the teal or blue boxes. And so we're going to break them down so that you understand all 4. All right, so our first collection is our blended collection, which is pre-blended. It is gray coverage. It lifts up to 4 levels, and then you're going to mix 1-to-1 ratio on clean, dry hair for 30 to 45 minutes. So let's dive a little deeper. So it's pre-blended, of course. It's pre-blended with the background, right? So what that means is that anything from levels 1 to level 6 will have a brown background. And then anything from level 7 through 11 will have a tan background. Okay, so it's pre-blended with a background and a reflect. So your reflect is going to be your shade, whether it be neutral, jade, warm, gold, etc. Okay. And then as you can see, our blended collection here does cover gray if your client has 50% of gray or less. So I'm going to say that again because that one always trips people up. So our blended collection is going to gray coverage 50% or of gray or less. Okay, using our same 10, 20, 30, or 40 volumes developer, our matrix. Again, our blended collection lifts up to 4 levels. Okay. Now, I want you to answer this question in the chat box. Why would I leave my this color formula on? This is our basic color formula. It's not specific to gray coverage, but it does cover gray. Why would I want to leave it on for 45 minutes? Somebody tell me in the chat box. 30 minutes we know is like the standard time, but why would I leave it on for 45 minutes? Maximum coverage, yes. Maximum coverage, I'm going to expound on that. So maximum coverage on somebody's hair who may be more resistant, because remember, we use our hair diversity matrix card and we understood that their diameter is coarse, right? Coarse hair tends to be a little more resistant. They are closer to 50% than 0%, absolutely. So 50% gray, they're closer to that. So yes, the 45 minutes. So you guys are getting it. Awesome. Make sure you get the coverage. Yes, absolutely. You guys got it. Max coverage. Good. All right, so let's move on. So then our next collection is going to be our reflect collection. So again, you can see it's the same as the blended collection. Pre-blended with a brown or tan background. Gray coverage, 50% or less. Levels or lifts up to 4 levels. 1-to-1 ratio using our matrix cream developer, 10, 20, 30, or 40. Clean dry hair, 30 to 45 minutes. So you may be wondering, like, what's the difference between reflect and blended? So in our blended family, you will find the neutral colors. So your ends, your warms, your golds, things of those natures are going to live in our blended collection. In our reflect collection, these tones are going to be your reds, your coppers, your red violets, etc. Okay? Now, in your blended collection, pink box, reflect collection, yellow box, they can be mixed together. So if you had a client that wanted I don't know, I'm just throwing something out there. They wanted but they wanted some red. You can mix your level 5N with your level 5R in your Reflect collection together with your Matrix Cream developer. Okay, moving on. Our next collection is going to be our extra coverage collection, which lives in our purple boxes. They're also pre-blended with the browner's hand background. You're going to have 100% gray coverage in our extra coverage collections. These are recommended to be mixed with 20 volume Matrix Cream Developer, 1-to-1 ratio, clean dry hair, and 45-minute processing time. No heat is necessary. No plastic caps are necessary. No foil over the gray is necessary. I've heard endless amount of things that people do to get this gray to cover. It's going to do it. You just have to saturate fully, and then you want to make sure that you're leaving it on for the 45-minute time. Okay? Now, I want to point out something on this box or this packaging. So on the tab of the box, you're going to see 506N. And you're probably like, what does that even mean? Some people refer to it as the 500 series because it's 506, but I'm going to break it down. So it means 50. So the 50 means 50% gray coverage or more. So 50% of gray or more on a level 6 and whatever tone they have, neutral. So 506N means 50% or more gray coverage on a level 6. Tone is N, neutral. Okay. And let's see, I see a comment or a question in the chat box. We love this line, perfect for sunburn or stubborn gray. Yes, absolutely, Kale. Absolutely. Okay, so I hope that made sense. That was understood with the gray line. Okay. Now we do have 2 collections in our gray series. One is our extra collection or extra coverage, and then the other is Dream Age. This one on the tab, it'll say DA/506N. So Dream Age, 50% gray coverage or more on a level 6, neutral. That's the difference. And the difference between the two is that our extra coverage collection is going to cover the hair fully, giving it a more opaque coverage. So compared to tights, if you think about tights or lipstick gives full coverage, right? Or frosting on the cake. If you frost the cake with chocolate frosting and your cake is vanilla, you're not going to see that vanilla cake until you cut into it, right? So the chocolate frosting is opaque coverage. Our Dream Age collection is more translucent, still going to give that 100% gray coverage, but now you're going to see highs and lows with your gray. So this is for the client who's dreamy, who is maybe younger and they have a little gray. They still want to play with their gray. They want to see maybe some highlights and lowlights that look more lived in and more natural. Dream Age is good for them. They look more so like glaze on a donut, where you can see through the glaze. You can still see the donut a little bit, but you can see the glaze. Or lip gloss or tights, or I'm sorry, pantyhose. Pantyhose are more see-through, right? Okay. If your client is saying, I do not want to see any gray at all, which one are you going to be using? Drop it in the chat box. Extra coverage, you could put EC or DA. Kale knows her stuff. You guys are going fast. Everybody is saying EC. I love it. Love it. Carissa, Kimber, and Amanda, Cammie. Yes. So you guys understand the gray coverage line. So let's move forward. So we're now in our last collection in our permanent color line, and then there's our ultra blonde collection. So again, it's pre-blended, has a little bit of the background to it, so it's going to have a more tan background because these are ultra blonde tones. This is our high lift, and it lifts up to 5 levels. We're going to be mixing this with our Matrix Cream 30 volume or 40 volume developer, 1:2 mixing ratio, clean dry hair, and 50-minute processing time at room temperature. Okay, so these tones come in ULV Ultra Lift Violet, ULV Plus, Ultra Lift Violet Plus a little more pigment, or ULNs, ULAs. That's what you're going to see on the tab of the boxes of the Ultra Blonde collection. Okay? These are best used on guests who have level 7 natural hair and higher. And we say that because anything past the level 6 going down, the underlying pigment is just too strong for the ULs to cut through and give you a pretty result. Now, that's not saying you cannot do that, because I've known people who use it and they get nice results, but it depends on what your client is going for. So our recommendation here at Matrix is to use it on level 7 and higher, because you're now fighting less underlying pigment, or less potent underlying pigment. You still got underlying pigment, but it's less difficult to take away, okay, because it's lighter. All right. Moving forward, we have our decoding matrix color. So basically what this is just showing you our level system. So our level system is just as simple as it is here, with 1 being black and 11 being your extra light blonde plus. All right. And this I kind of went through a little bit with you guys, but just so you can see it, here's the tab or the label on the top of the box. So basically it's breaking it down and letting you know exactly what you're using. So with your So Color, it'll say So Color in the corner on the left hand side, and then it'll have your tone, your level, and then a description. Simple. Let's see. Uh-oh. Do we have any? Okay, I thought I saw a question in the chat, and I moved past where I wanted to be. All right. So this is what I was talking about with the background versus the reflect. So, of course, like I said before, background being the brown or the tan from levels 1 through 6, brown, 7 through 11, tan, plus your reflect. So inside of every tube, there will be a background and a reflect, okay? Reflect is simply your tone. So in new gold, warm, red, red violet, etc. Okay? This is what makes matrix line so simple to use or uncomplicated to use, because we've already done basically all the work for you inside of the tube of color. Now all you have to do is pick the correct developer strength and determine from your client's hair what you want to do using your hair diversity matrix chart. All right, so and we also have some special technologies that live inside of our color portfolio. Okay, so as you can see, the special technology for the HDs live in the reflect family. So they're in the yellow box. And why are they in the reflect family? Somebody tell me a clue that lets you know that they're in the reflect family outside of the yellow box. What tones do you see in the HDs? What tones do you see in the HDs? Warms, yes. What else? There's tone. Red and copper, yes. So red and copper is copper's reds, yes, yes, yes. That's gonna give you the clue as to why they're in the reflect collection. Because remember earlier, the reflect collection has your warms, your reds, your gold, things of that nature. Okay, your coppers. So the HD series is our high definition red. It's gonna give you pure reflect, And these are great for dark base clients. So those clients that live in a natural level 6 and lower, and they want vibrant red hair, the HD series is going to give you that, and give you that nice, pure, vibrant red violet, red red, or red copper. You're going to be mixing these 1-to-1 ratio with our Matrix Cream Developer on clean, dry hair, and again for 30 to 45 minutes. Now, one thing I want you guys to remember about the HD or high definition series is that these play alone. So they're cousins to the Reflect series or the gray coverage series or the oh my god, blended collection series, sorry. They're cousins to them. So meaning they're in the same family, but they don't live in the same house. Okay? So that means you cannot mix a Reflect inside of your high definition in the same bowl. This is a special technology. It's doing everything you need right in this tube of color. Okay? Another call out with the HD series is that there are only the 3 tones that you see here. So red violet, red red, and red copper or copper red. Okay? Now, when I say they're best for dark bases, dark natural bases, so a virgin client, okay? No, someone that doesn't have any product on their hair. All right, let's move into our next special technologies is our Soul Red series. This is one of my favorites because it defies all the odds, and I'm going to explain why. So again, it lives in our Reflect family. It's a cousin to our Reflect. It's a vibrant red highlighter. You can use it as a booster, and it's a pure Reflect. They come in only the 2 shades. So we have our Soul Red, Red Violet, and our Soul Red, Red. You're going to mix it 2 different ways, and I'm going to explain the 3-to-1 because that kind of gets confusing. So of course, 1-to-1 ratio if you're doing it as a vibrant red highlighter. Okay? And I'll explain that in a second. And then if you're using it as a booster inside of your Reflect collection or your blended collection, and I'm going to ground this because I think I said you couldn't mix, but you can. This one you can as a booster. Okay, so when you're mixing it as a booster, you're going to mix 1 ounce of your So Color shade, whether it be in the blended collection, Reflect collection. You're going to mix 1 ounce of that plus 1 ounce or half an ounce of your red booster, whether it be red violet or red red, or I'm sorry, red. And then you're going to mix 1.5 ounces of your developer. Okay? Do I need to repeat that? If I do, just give me a thumbs up or yes in the chat. It's up. Yes. Okay. I'm going to repeat it. So let me ground it. Soul Red series is a special technology, and it can be mixed with the other technologies. That's 1 ground. Okay. 2, it can be used 2 different ways as a highlighter. So when we think about highlights, we're putting it in a foil, right? So you're going to take your So Red, Red Violet, mix it with your cream developer, and apply it to the hair in a foil as if you were doing a highlight. That's going to process for 15 minutes inside of that foil, okay? Then, and you're going to get red highlights. Then the second way to use it is as a booster. You can put the red violet or red red inside of your color formula and add more vibrancy to your color. Okay, so you're going to mix that. When you're adding it as a booster, you're going to mix 1 ounce of whatever shade you're choosing from either the Reflect or the blended collection, and then 1 ounce or half an ounce, that depends on how vibrant you want it, of your Soul Red booster, and then 1.5 ounces of developer. Okay, did that ground it for you guys? Perfect. Let's see. Could you give a measurement for that? Kayla, you said could I give a measurement for? I'm sorry. Can you explain your question? Kale says, can it be used as a booster in the HD? No, you don't need to add it in the HD because the HD already has enough of its boost, a red boost to it. So you don't need to add it there. Does it stop processing at 15 minutes when it's in the foil? Yes, it will. Once it's done, after the 15 minutes is done. You just answered my question. Okay. Also, would this work on a level 1 to 3? Yes, your so reds, yes. I'm gonna give you guys a scenario. Okay. So say your client comes in, she just got HD, the HD series, special series, all over her head. She wanted that red, violet, beautiful, just one color red. And she was natural. And she was a natural level 5, right? So that natural level 5, we're gonna give her red, violet. She's gonna have beautiful, vibrant red, violet hair. She maybe comes back a week later and she says, you know what, Ari, I really want some dimension in my red now. And so can you add some red highlights? Now you're like, oh my goodness. Now I got to go through with lightener and let her process. Then I have to tone it to the red that she wants. Well, this is where your So Red defies the odd. So now, on top of her HD that you just did, you're going to go through with your So Red, whether it be red violet or red, in a foil right on top of that HD. Apply it in a foil, allow it to process the 15 minutes. You're going to get red, vibrant red highlights on top of that HD. So what is the rule of thumb with color? Color doesn't live color. This one does. So Red series does. Okay? Only this one will do that. Let me go back. Okay? How did that feel? Is that grounded for you guys? The difference between So Red and HD? Give me a thumbs up if you guys feel grounded. Awesome. Awesome. Kayla says, would that only work with HD or any other color over color? Any other color. That's a great question, Kayla. So you can do that over any other color. I just give the HD example just because, but it can work on any other color. Great question. Booyah. Yes, absolutely. That's how I feel about that, right? It saves you some steps and saves you some money, right? And not only that, but saves your clients some money. All right, so let's move forward. So we have our extra blonding creams. This is also one of my favorite, and I'm going to explain it. So it's a formula booster. It disperses the underlying pigment, and then you're going to mix it with blended or the Reflect collection only. Okay? Scratch the 3-in-1. You're going to mix it 1 ounce of your blended or Reflect collection, half an ounce or 1 ounce of your extra blonding cream to 2 ounces of your developer. Okay? That's what that mixing ratio means. Clean, dry hair, 30 to 45 minute processing time. So I'm sure you have the question like, extra blonding cream, like, is it gonna make my hair blonder? What is it gonna do? So as you can see, it says disperses the underlying pigment, right? So what it's doing, and I'm gonna give this scenario just because it's the easiest and I find people get it easy this way. So I'm gonna fill my room with underlying pigment. So my client's a natural level 5, the underlying pigment at a natural level 5 is a red. So I'm gonna fill my room with red balloons to the max where I can't get anything else in there. That's the underlying pigment, right? She wants to be a level 7 ash. We know if we just put level 7 ash on her 5, she's still going to have some warmth because that red underlying pigment is still present. So fill in the room with red balloons. And now I'm going to take my extra blonding cream. Those are clear balloons and they have little spikes. I'm going to drop some of my extra blonding cream inside of my red balloons. They're going to burst some of the red balloons. Now, those red balloons that are burst are still in the room. but they're smaller. They're not taking up as much space. So it's clearing out, the extra blonding cream is clearing out or dispersing the underlying pigment so that it allows for that 7 ash to live as the winner in that color formula. So now your client's 7 ash ending formula will be as pure or purer with that's not even a word, but more clean and more crisp of a 7 ash on that client's hair. Now that was just one scenario, right? So what it can do is help our blondes look more pure, more clean, more crisp. Our browns are going to look more rich, more clean and crisp. And then our reds are going to look more vibrant and more pure. Okay, so it's just helping to move the underlying pigment around in the hair so that way it allows for the final color formula to shine bright. Okay, so I hope that explanation was simple enough, and I'm going way past it. If that was understood, please let me know. If you had questions, also let me know, because I know that can get kind of sticky sometimes. Awesome. You guys, thumbs up. Okay. Understood. Awesome. Love it. Okay. Another great point about the extra blonding cream as well is, like, say we're switching from a color line, right? And sometimes we know that color lines vary in their tones. So if you're doing, I don't know, said color line on your client before you're starting to use matrix and you switch over to matrix, right? Sometimes your clients can get those bands of color as it's growing out. The underlying pigment, or I'm sorry, the extra blonding cream will help to remove those bands as well. Okay, so that's good to know. It has a lot of extra amounts of ammonia inside of the tube. So this is why it's only best, or it's only recommended to be used in the blended collection or reflect collection. No special series, no blonde, and no gray. Of course, because gray we want to cover, we want to add instead of taking away. Okay. So we'll move forward. So this is just giving you your retouch and your reflect. This is what I talked about earlier, where you can choose your soul color shade, apply it to the base, add some Insecure. And if you don't know what Insecure is, it is our porosity building spray. And Kale, I'll get to you in just one second. It's a porosity filling spray, so it's going to fill in any of the potholes so that your color processes evenly. And then you're going to add your refresh straight to the ends. Okay, let's see. What's the ratio to developer? Is that for the extra blonding cream, Kale? And are there levels in extra blonding cream? Nope. Extra blonding cream is just extra blonding cream. It'll say EBC on the tab. Or is it an additive for whatever level you're at? It's basically an additive. Yeah. And then Kale, you said, is it, you're welcome, Kimber. You said, what is the ratio of developers? So for the extra blonding cream, the ratio is going to be 1 ounce of your chosen shade to 1 ounce of your extra blonding cream. You can also use 1/2 ounce. I always start with 1/2 ounce first because it has so much ammonia in it, and we don't want to do any extraness if we don't have to. So start off with 1/2 ounce of your extra blonding cream. So 1 ounce of whatever shade, 1/2 ounce of extra blonding cream, 1.5 ounces of your developer. Yes, developer. Yes. So 1 to 1.5 of extra, I'm sorry, 1 to 1/2 extra blonding cream and 1.5 ounces of developer. Yo, did that answer? Did I clear it up? Thank you. Yes, perfect. Awesome. Okay, you guys are having some good questions. I love it. And I know I'm moving fast because I want to give it all to you. So, yes, stop me if you need to. All right. And take a screenshot of this. This is literally just how to prepare the So Color shades and now your new Super Sync shades together. Okay, again, they work hand in hand, and we have something for everything. So take a screenshot of this. I don't want to go too in depth with this because it's as plain as it is. And I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause because I want to make sure that everybody is grounded. So that was So Color in its girthiest amount of information as I could give you in the last, 45 minutes. Okay. So what questions are coming up right now, if any? If none, then we'll just keep moving. And if you guys want to come off of mute, I should be able to do that. Oh, nope. Oh, wait. Yeah, if you want to come off of mute, just raise your hand and then I'll unmute you. I see hearts. It's so good. I love it. I love it. All right. If we're grounded, we're just going to keep moving, okay? All right. Perfect. Okay. So, of course, we cannot do any color service without having a like take home plan for your clients, right? We have to shampoo it out. We have to do something to make sure that that color is not only going to last while they're gone, but it's also going to just stay vibrant. It's going to look healthy. It's going to feel healthy. It's going to be healthy because we're choosing the best product for them to take home with them and also to use behind the in the back bar. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of these, but I am going to pick out one of my favorite, which is our newest Matrix retail product. So our newest of new is going to be our Glow Mania. And if you haven't heard of it, you're going to hear about it now. It is going to replace our Keep Me Vivid. If you've ever known anything about Keep Me Vivid, it was a laminating product. So it helped to keep the color lasting long after they left the salon. So we've just revamped it and made it a lot better. Okay, so it says don't let life dull your glow. And you're going to be using Glow Mania. So it's the first laminated hair to seal and enhance color glow from the inside out for 8 weeks. So what does that mean? So it works hand in hand with your color, and I'll explain in just a second. So there's glycolic acid, which is going to help with the laminating delicate surface, with laminating the delicate surfaces. And then it's going to have rosehip oil, which boosts vibrancy. Okay. So you're going to defeat any of the glow faders, meaning like the sun, shampooing, hard water, etc. And you're going to get the glowiest of hair of your life. So it's 3 times more vibrant with the color glow, instant diamond-like shine after the first use, and then 93% say that their hair has a immediate healthy glow afterward, and it's a fact. Okay, and it's for all people, all hair. Okay, so when I said it helps work from the inside out, this is what's happening. So color glows day of service, right? So fresh out the gate, the color is going to be the most vibrant, the most beautiful. But what's happening is that when the eye sees it, the sun is reflecting off of that hair, right? And the with Glow Mania is going to help to reflect that light, right? So the glow is going to give you the glowy shine that you see on the strand of hair. Okay, so it says in the inner pigments are when the inner pigments are lost, surface becomes uneven. So meaning that like when you don't have something to protect it, it becomes uneven, it becomes dull, it doesn't have a shine, etc. Right? So your Glow Mania is going to release all of that. Cool. So again, there's glycolic acid infused in it for the laminating factor. And then rosehip oils to boost the vibrancy of that color. This product is going to come in 4 different products. So we have the shampoo, your conditioner, a mask, which we're calling the glazing queen. The mask can be left on for 3 to 5 minutes. I always like to leave it on 10 minutes just to give it that extra love, and maybe pop her under the dryer or under a plastic cap. And she's gonna see super gloss. And then lastly, we have our gloss, or I'm sorry, our colored gatekeeper, which is our glow sealing leave-in conditioner. So if you knew anything about Keep Me Vivid, there was a lamination spray, which you sprayed in the hair after you did the color service. You leave it on for a minute and you rinse it off, and that's helping to give the longevity of that color. This is going to do the same, except it's a leave-in, and it's going to have 450-degree heat protection inside of that bottle. So it's going to not only protect the color, but it's also going to protect from any heat damage. Okay, that, as you see, is launching in April. All right, so this is just an explanation of the Glazing Queen 5-minute mask. So your strategy plus your client profile, you're going to offer a quick add-on service to existing color and cut clients looking to boost shine and vibrancy. So one thing I did not say is that this can also be used with clients who do not have color on their hair as well, but they want some added benefits of shine. So if you did 10 services times $15, you're making about $7,690 in your revenue per year just offering a Glazing Queen service. That sounds like a lot of nice money to me. Maybe I could buy me a Louis Vuitton with that. All right, we have some questions in the chat. Oh, can't wait to try. Super excited to try. It is awesome. If you haven't tried it yet, it is on, I believe it's still on sale this month in Salon Centric for $10 for the Glazing Queen mask. So go ahead and shop at your Salon Centric, grab you some, get you a sample and try it, and use it on all of your guests. They're going to love it, and so are you. And it smells good too. That's always a winner. All right. All right, so let's anchor. We talked about a lot today. We went over So Color and all the ins and outs and the entire color portfolio and what we have to offer within our So Color line. We talked about the different families, the Reflect collection, the blended collection, the extra coverage collection, along with our high lift collection, and each special technology. We learned that Matrix So Color is pre-bonded, it's pre-blended, and it's prepared. And it's super uncomplicated, as you guys have learned here today. Any final questions about So Color? Oop, I jumped the gun. And then we lastly learned all about Glow Mania and the importance of using a color protecting product after you're doing any color service. And it also has the great benefit of being used on someone who does not have color as well. All right. So in our last couple of minutes of class, if you guys had any other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box, or you can come off mute, or I'll take you off mute and you can definitely ask. So much good information. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you took away something great, Cammie. Stay tuned, stay put, because I'm going to share with you guys a survey that I would love for you guys to take. So my name again is Ariel Green on the survey. If you love this class, I'm Ariel Green. If you absolutely hated it, my name is Sally Mae. Okay. So I'm going to share the survey on the next screen here. That one always makes people laugh. I love it. I cannot wait to try the blonde line. I have been nervous to try it. Don't be nervous, Carissa. Get your hands in it. Yes, Jessica, please try the line. And also, before I put the survey up, if you guys are in the area, the Illinois area, and you want a class, you are in a salon, you're in a suite, I'm going to leave my information in the chat. Let me type it now. That way you guys can reach me. I'm your regional educator, and I am able to offer you guys a little preview of a class. That way you get to learn how to use it in more in depth, and then you can get a bigger class after that. Okay, so here is my information. This is, I'm even going to put my phone number here just so you guys can reach me directly. And then my social handle on Instagram. Anais, you're welcome. Bridget, you're welcome. So that's my information there. I'll give you my email address as well. So you have all of my information. Neil, you're welcome. And then I'm going to share this survey. So just scan the QR code. A survey will pop up. You can answer the questions as honestly as you want. If there's any further education that you guys are interested in, I have some slides that will follow after this. I'm also going to put up your CE slide so that way you get your hour for today. Make sure you guys follow that instruction there, and Salon Centric will email you your certification. And then lastly, there will be slides on more future education at Salon Centric that you can take via Matrix. Okay, so if you guys are, I'm going to leave this survey up for a few more seconds, and then I'm going to move forward to the next slides just so everybody can get all the information that you guys need. And I just want to say thank you while you guys are doing that. Thank you guys for taking this time with me today. Thank you for interacting with me today. Even though I couldn't see you, I felt you. I felt the love in the room, and I felt the encouragement you guys were getting from this class. So thank you so much. And stay tuned. I'm around. You are so welcome. All right, so I think it's safe for me to move forward. There's our social handles. So if you're not following Matrix, follow Matrix on Instagram. Again, there's my social handle. And if you are not connected to L'Oreal Access, go into your Google Play or your App Store on Apple and type in L'Oreal Access. Here you can find all types of education where you can get certified in color, whether it be Matrix or any other PPD brand that you are interested in. And if you wanted to take further classes, you can also do that on L'Oreal Access. Okay, and then of course, anytime you post anything with Matrix, please hashtag Matrix So Color, and this should say now Super Sync, SUPERSYNC. Okay, here is your CE slide. Again, take a screenshot or take a picture of this and follow those instructions so that you guys get your hour. All right, and then I'm gonna move forward. If you guys are interested in more complimentary live streaming, there's some product knowledge up to 13 times a month where you're gonna get all about curls and color, blonding for all, product knowledge, etc., etc. All you have to do is go to www.saloncentric.com/matrix-classes, or you can go on l'orealaccess.com, that app I was telling you about, and you're going to get on-demand recording available 7 days post-class for registered attendees. So this class that you guys took today, you'll be able to view this class for 7 days after this class ends. All you have to do is go back through your email and click the link, and you'll be able to see the live recording all over again. Okay. And then here's some more complimentary streaming. The Suite Life is a good one if you're in a suite, 2 times a month on Wednesdays and Thursdays. There's hair color formulation, blonding for all, and sweet emotion. All great classes to attend. And they're complimentary. You can't be complimentary, right? And lastly, we have the gray area, mastering the new age of coverage. Embrace your gray. So those of you who are interested in gray coverage or maybe struggling in that area, here's a class here. And this gives an example. So I want you to take a screenshot of that, and you're going to be able to find this on your Salon Centric app in the class category. It's 60 minutes. It's a paid digital class. It's live streamed on Zoom. And then it says it's $25, or you can use your level loyalty points. And I hope you guys are all on level collecting those points as you shop in Salon Centric. All right. I'm going to stop sharing so I can view, so you guys can see me live. I just want to again say thank you. Thank you so much. If you need any of those slides re-put up, please let me know. If not, I want you guys to have a great day. Enjoy the cold. If you're here in Illinois, and contact me if you have any further questions. Back at you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Have a good day. Bye.